What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of the FREQ Talks Podcast. Today, we're doing things a little bit differently. Today, you have me operating solo right here, one-on-one, I guess. So today, we're going to talk about something a little bit different. Instead of interviewing somebody, instead of talking to somebody about different things and how they got into fitness and how they got into working out and frequency and all that, we're going to talk about nutrition. Nutrition 101 is what we're going to call this one. All right. So nutrition is very much a double-edged sword when it comes to achieving your goals and getting where you want to be. Okay, so everybody knows that the basic science of nutrition is calories in versus calories out, right? But there's a lot of nuances to that, like how many calories should you be eating? Should you be building muscle mass? Should you be doing extra cardio, right? All those things we're going to kind of break down in later episodes, but today we're just doing a really, really simple kind of a 101 version of exactly what is nutrition. Okay, so nutrition is a breakdown of the food that you're consuming, the food and the drink that you're consuming in order to help you reach your goals. Okay, that's a super, super bland, super basic definition, but that is kind of the crux of how nutrition works when it comes to living a healthier lifestyle, exercising more, being healthier, achieving your body results, the goal body that you're looking for. Nutrition is going to play a key part in that. There's an old saying of you can't outwork a bad diet. And as somebody from experience, I can tell you that that is 100% true. You cannot outwork a bad diet. You have to put in the time, put in the effort, put in the work in order to achieve the results that you want to achieve when it comes to nutrition. All right. So real basic. What is a calorie, right? So I mentioned earlier, calories in versus calories out. So what exactly is a calorie? A calorie is simply a unit of energy. All right. So 1 unit of energy from a cheeseburger is the exact same as a unit of energy from a salad. The difference that you're going to notice is how you feel and how full you feel based on the amount of food that you're consuming, right? So if I eat a full cheeseburger, right, it might be 850 calories. If I only get 1,600 calories for the day, that means that in that one meal, I've consumed basically half of my caloric intake for the entire day. Versus if I were to consume a giant salad, right, that salad may be 250, 300 calories, depending on dressings and cheeses and all those additional things that we add to that salad, right? So if you think about it, right, a cheeseburger is going to be approximately 4 times as many calories as that same salad, but you're going to feel a lot fuller for a lot longer when you eat that salad. So a calorie is a unit of energy. When it all comes down to it, a unit of energy in versus a unit of energy out. Calories in versus calories out. Okay? So how do you figure out exactly how many calories you should be eating? There's a few different ways to do that. A super common way that people have used in the past is they've basically taken their current body weight, right, and multiplied it by like 14 to 16, and that's going to give them an average maintenance level of calories. Okay, so that's a super easy way to do it if you don't want to go through a lot of different nuances and a lot of different methods in order to achieve that number of caloric intake. All right, another option is to use something called a total daily energy expenditure calculator, TDEE calculator, right? There's a really good one on tdeecalculator.net. That's the one that I've used in the past whenever I was trying to calculate my total daily energy expenditure. You put in your age, height, current weight, and then how active you are throughout the day, right? So for like me, my primary job, I sit at a desk for 8 to 12 hours, kind of depending on the length of the day and what I'm going through at that time. So my total daily energy expenditure activity level, I put as like sedentary or light exercise. Light exercise, it says, 1 to 3 times a week. I technically work out like 5 to 7 times a week. So it's a little bit off there. There's more advanced calculators out there, but that one's really basic and it gives you a really good base number to aim for. Okay. Once you have that base number to aim for, you kind of want to break down how many grams of each macronutrient you want to be eating. We'll go into macros in a later episode, but you kind of want to break down how many grams of each macronutrient you want to be consuming in order to reach your ideal body goal. You want to make sure you're getting enough proteins, enough carbs, and enough fats to fuel your body for the type of exercise that you're doing, as well as help you achieve optimal results when you're in the gym. A super common one is like 30% protein, 40% carbs, 30% fat, right? Break all that down in order to get that grammage of how much you should grammage. Is grammage even a word? I don't know. I'm going with it. Grammage of how much you should be eating of each individual macro, right? So you've got your calories, you've got your macros. Now it just comes down to what type of foods do you want to be eating, All right. So this is one of the reasons at the gym, whenever we do nutrition coaching, we don't actually provide a meal plan because it's so different. Some people are allergic to dairy. Some people are allergic to glutens in bread. Some people don't like certain foods. Some people prefer to eat this or prefer to eat that or don't want to do this or don't want to do that. And it becomes very, very difficult to provide a strategic meal plan for them that says, hey, eat this, you'll get this, right? So the way we do it is we provide more education around the types of foods that people should be eating. And primarily that's based around whole foods, fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, meats, as long as they're not, vegetarian or vegan and they're willing to eat meat. I'm not going to lie, if you don't eat meat, it's very, very difficult to make sure that you get in enough of your protein every single day. It is possible, but it's a lot more difficult than being like, cool, eat 5 ounces of chicken and there's 45 grams of protein, right? So whole foods, when you're going grocery shopping, the way to make sure that you're getting optimal, minimally processed foods is just kind of stick to the outside of the grocery store, right? Once you start getting inside the aisles, that's where the cereals are. That's where the all the processed foods are, the chips and the cookies and the crackers and the things that are very, very calorically dense, but they're not nutrient dense. They don't provide you with a lot of nutrients, right? So at my grocery store, I walk in the door, I go to the right there, we have the vegetables and the fruit section. I then make my way around. We have the breads and the peanut butters and the nut butters. Then we have the meats, and then we have the eggs, then we have the dairy, and then I'm a huge, huge fan of frozen vegetables. I'm not going to lie. I eat a ton of frozen vegetables, right? But just consuming a bunch of fruits and a bunch of vegetables helps to make sure that you're getting all the nutrients that you need, helps to make sure that you're getting all the minerals and the vitamins that you need in order to achieve those optimal results, right? So stick to the outside of the grocery store, whole foods, minimally processed, and that's going to be kind of the key to making sure that you don't go over on any individual macro, and at the same time, you're making sure that you're achieving the results and achieving the goals that you want and achieving the satiation, right? How full you feel throughout the day by consuming more of those fruits and vegetables versus going in and eating cookies or crackers or syrups or, pastas or high carb breads, those kinds of things, right? So super, super easy, simple breakdown of what nutrition is, right? It is a unit of energy. A calorie is a unit of energy. And then figure out how many calories you need to eat to establish that maintenance level, right? I'll go into exactly what a macro is in another episode. I'll go into exactly how to break that down and figure out whether you're more carb heavy or you're more fats heavy, right? As a primary unit of energy, and then break down, different diets and how those things all kind of work in a different episode. But this episode, I really just wanted to jump into kind of the basics of nutrition and how to achieve the results that you're looking for, right? So it's going to be figure out how many calories you need to take in, figure out how many grams of each protein, fat, or carbs you need, and then stick to whole foods, minimally processed around the outside of the grocery store. That's been my number one key to achieving maximum results whenever I'm trying to lose fat, gain muscle mass, achieve that aesthetic that I'm looking for. It's an ongoing process. It's simple in theory, very difficult in execution, right? It's simple in design, very difficult in execution. Okay, so that's something that I talk about with my nutrition clients all the time. Is it's everybody knows what they need to do. It's actually getting them to do what they need to do that's a lot more difficult, right? So simple in theory, very difficult in execution, especially in today's world, especially in today's climate where food is, hyper good, hyper calorically dense, super cheap to buy. Fast food is easy. Every corner you go around, there's a Starbucks or a Wendy's or a Burger King or a Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's kind of the super, super basics on exactly what nutrition is, how nutrition works, and the best way to start figuring out what you need to do in order to achieve the results that you're looking to achieve. All right, guys, thanks a lot for checking out this episode. We'll be back with a little bit more detail in later episodes. Peace. Hey, what's up? Thank you for checking out this episode of the FREQ Talks Podcast. If you found this interesting, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so that you get notified every time we upload a new video. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.